Okay, so let's start. Welcome to the webinar about the second open call for adopters that want to participate in the Circularity Value Replication Program of C-Voucher. My name is Almudena. I'm from Funding Box. Funding Box is the C-Voucher partner taking care of the management of the open call. And first of all, I want to thank you for your interest in this open call and also for your time. In the first place, for those who came late, I just want to make a reminder before we start. And this is that we will be recording the webinar so that any other people who couldn't attend would be able to access the information. During the webinar, you may ask questions and we will make a short pause after each section and try to answer them. But in any case, at the end of the session, we will also have a Q&A time for you to ask additional questions. So let's have a brief overview on what we're going to talk today. Initially, we will do a fast recap on what's the voucher about. Then we will talk about the open call specifically. And lately, we will have this Q&A time for you to ask your questions. So you are all probably familiar with the voucher because if you came here is that you already saw the open call or the site, right? This is a pan-European program, meaning by that is in many countries of the European Union. It's an acceleration program, and we have a specific focus to help companies to transition to the circular economy approach. We are distributing 4.2 million euros to support 66 European SMEs to help them transform the linear business model into circular ones. We are a coordinator of this program, but we have the honor to share the consortium with another 12 partners. Among them, there are 6 regional innovation hubs located in Denmark, Sweden, France, Poland, Romania, and Spain, and 3 industry leaders. We also are 2 innovation experts, ourselves, Funding Box, which are leading the open call management and as well public funding support to public funding access. And this is a project that is being funded by European Commission. Okay. As I told you, these 4.2 million euros are not only funding, but as well support services that will be delivered by designers in residence and mentors. Designers in residence are experts in design thinking who will help participants shape their idea, their business idea, and mentors will be business mentors. Okay, within this project, C-Voucher, we have 2 types of acceleration programs. We have the circularity and the replication, right? Circularity program is nine months. It offers, on top of the support, vouchers for implementation of technology, and it had 2 editions. First edition is now closed, and second edition is ongoing. But this open call is referring to the Circularity Value Replication Program, which is a 3-month acceleration program, and it targets companies that have an idea to make their business model and their value chains more circular, and we will help them by creating a business case for this transformation to become real. Okay, so by the end of this program, which is ending by March 2021, we hopefully will have supported 66 SMEs, right? So up to this point, we have the Circularity Acceleration Program. Are there any questions this far? Mhm. Okay, no questions this far. So we will now talk about the open call for adopters.
One second, I think there was a question from Alejandro. I just unmuted him.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Yeah. So this is an acceleration program. I am wondering whether it has to be established as SME or can be a business idea, as Almudena mentioned.
Yes, well, if you're selected, you'll have to constitute your company. Company should be constituted. So one of the requirements in this program is that a company, established company. So you can apply even if you're not a company, but you must be in the process of establishing your company, right? Because you'll be required to be constituted if you're selected. Does it
Great.
answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, I doing that process. Thank you.
Okay.
And there is another question from Criso or Criso.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
So
Hi.
my question is, those that adopters program needs to be like replica of the main projects, or it can be like something else,
Okay.
but connected with
I guess
circularity.
that your question will be solved in the next slides, right? Because we are now
All right.
talking about the features of the open code. So yes, if there's no other questions about the general part, we will go on with the open code, and then we can solve this kind of questions which are targeting the features of the open code. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go on. And now let's talk about the open code. Who are we looking for? So we are looking for SMEs. So as Alexandro asked, you need to be a constituted company. The SME condition needs to be fulfilled. It means that you need to have a specific number employees up to a limit, and also there are limits for a turnover and an annual balance. Okay. This is considered not only in the company itself, but also in other linked companies, if you're part of a group or if you're participated by a different company, right? When we say that we need European SMEs, we mean that these companies should be located or established in one of the member states of the European Union, in their overseas countries and territories, and or in countries associated to AIDS 2020. You have here links that could be helpful for you to go into these concepts, because there are many aspects that, or a few aspects that you can consider when deciding if you're an SME or not. And also here you will see a list of those which are associated countries to Horizon 2020 at this day. Now, as I told you, you need to be a European SME. You need to be an user, and it means that you need to be planning a project, or you need to have an idea to help your own business go circular, not third companies or other companies model. So I mentioned this because it's kind of, we are not looking for technology disruptors. This is people who develop technology, and then this technology will help other companies go more circular, but for companies that are having an idea to be more circular themselves. Okay. So this idea should be inspired by one of our circular solutions, the circular solutions that we supported in the first program, or the ones that we are supporting in the second one. They are grouped in the verticals you see here: agro-food, blue growth, health, manufacturing, or textile. Or, and this is also valid, you can apply one of the circular building blocks that we're describing and using during the project. Where you can see this. Okay, if you want to get more information, about these solutions or building blocks, you need to go to the OpenCall site. The link is provided below in the presentation, and it will be shared with you, so no worries, because you'll have access. And then clicking on the circularity solutions, you'll see a description of each of the solutions that we have supported this far. In the same place, but clicking in the circular building blocks button, you'll be able to see an explanation of what is this building blocks and examples on what could be used, what we mean by that, right? So going back to our presentation, this is also a requirement, right? So you should be inspired by the circular solutions of the building blocks. And the question that we had before is, do you need to replicate the exact project? No, you need to adapt the idea they are using or the business model they are using to your own circumstance and needs, of course. So it's an inspiration, really. You don't need to replicate exactly the same solution, right? So why you should apply? Well, we have a few benefits for those who are selected, and we are offering 15,000 euros for the participation in the program, which is 3 months participation. And during the program, you'll be supported to create a business case, right? For this, you'll have the support of a designer up to 1 month time, and then you'll have support of business mentors. Business mentors will be the ones coaching the companies or supporting the companies in the access to private and public funding. So you'll see later on the outcomes of the program. We will select 24 finalists to join this program. Here you can see the online application. Application must be submitted online. We are not admitting proposals by any other means. You have more information about the program in the project site, and the online submission should be done in this link, which looks like this, right? Deadline is by the end of October, 30th of October, at 5 p.m. Brussels local time. And you can ask if you have doubts while doing your application later than this webinar or so on. You can go to the help desk. We will also have a questions and answer session later on in the community. But if you have something that is needs to be attended at any time, you can reach us at the help desk, right? It's important for you when you get to the microsite of the OpenCall to read the documents. Guidance documents are the guide for applicants, the frequently asked questions, and you can also see a proposal template in order to be aware of which type of information you'll be asked. But in any case, you can start your application and edit it as many times as you wish until you submit it. And even if you submit it, you still will be able to edit the application until the deadline. So this is to have a previous idea, but indeed you can work directly on the form, right? Guide for applicants is important because it will not only explain you the request and the requirements of the OpenCall, but also how the process is run. How is the evaluation procedure, which are the criteria that we will have into account when selecting the applicants. So everything's explained there. It's highly recommendable to read the guide for applicants, right? And then just a fast overview. This is the application form and the sections that will be scored by the external evaluators if your proposal is eligible are the excellence, impact, implementation, and the transversal criteria. The first three criteria are scored 0 to 5, and the last one, it's only 0 to 2 points, right? But those are the main criteria that will be scored. Also, project description is very important because even if it's not scored, this will help the experts, the evaluators, and it will help them understand your project, right? So try to be concise, right to the point, and focus on the idea, on explaining the idea or the solution that you want to develop during the acceleration program, right? So for those selected, this is the roadmap that we will follow during the program. Okay, we hope to kick it off by mid-December this year and starting working by early January. Of course, you know, there's the winter break in the middle, but we should be working early in January, right? So we will start by the investment needs by mid-February, and then we will have a handover meeting and late by the end of March, very close to the project, and we will have the pitching sessions, right? The results of the participation in the program, it will be a business case, including a roadmap for the implementation of the idea, a list of possible private investors, and a list of public funder sources that you can also apply for. Of course, if you're interested, this is up to you. So there are many ways you can follow the updates of the project and the open call. Here you have a few. And as I told you, we will be open to any questions in the help desk at any time. So I guess that now is the time for the questions. So please let me know if you have doubts or any questions. I can help you any way. Just let me know.
All right, so I unmuted Alejandro that I think has a question again.
Okay.
Hello, Almudena. I contacted you before. Sorry, I am in our office. You may hear other noise because, well, I am in the United Kingdom and I am in the process of the constitution of a business. I am in touch with Galicia, where I am from in Spain, and I am in a business incubation program, okay, Bioincubatech. And I consider myself kind of a technology disruptor. And I've been looking at the cases that you show us, like the Northfork, and I do think, and my business is very similar to their business. So my case would be the same. This would be one question, whether I am eligible for this call, and the other is we are talking about countries of the European Union and associated countries. For instance, I apply for a Marie Curie because this would be a project which I came up in my PhD that I've been doing in the United Kingdom. I know that for Marie Curie, the United Kingdom is still perceived like a Euro country for this Curie. I am wondering what about this call of the C-Voucher.
Okay, let's go step by step. The first thing, disruptors. We are not looking for technology disruptors in this call. We are looking for companies that aim to go circular themselves. So if the technology that you are developing or are aiming to develop will help your own business being more circular, then you're eligible. If the technology you are developing, it will help others become more circular, this would not be the ideal situation. Okay, about the incubation, please be aware that you won't be allowed to participate in acceleration or incubation programs at the same time. So if you're enrolled in C-Voucher, you won't be able to go on with another projects or with ourselves or with our own. Why? Okay, because we want you to have enough time and focus to be able in the idea you're having, right? Also, because we are not allowed to double fund activities. So if your project is already being financed or funded by another EU public money, we cannot select it. So I'm sorry to say so. And about the Brexit, about UK being an eligible country. So at the moment of application, this is right now, we're still during the transition program, and participants from UK are allowed to take part. But we cannot guarantee that funding would still be delivered after December 2020, because this will depend on the conditions that we will that UK will leave the union, right? So there's nothing decided yet, and it will depend if they will remain as an associated country to the research and innovation program of the European Union or not. So all that I can say is that at this moment, you're eligible, and we can fund until December, but we don't know what will happen later, right? I'm sorry to say so. And which was your last question? Sorry, you still were asking for something else?
No, that is okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope I have helped. I'm sorry to give you bad news, if any. Okay, any other questions?
All right, next one. I have Enrique Saavedra in turn. I think you are unmuted, but let's try. And if not, we'll go to a next turn.
Hi, Enrique,
Hi.
can you hear me? Hi, there you are.
Yeah. Well, my question is very simple. I have a company in Spain also in Galicia. So many people from Galicia and the northwest of Spain. And we have 2 projects that we are starting. And my question is if a company is allowed to present more than one project.
No, I'm sorry to say that you only be allowed to submit one application.
All right.
Sorry. In case that you submit more than one and we realize, then we will only accept the first one you submitted, right? So
Okay.
even if you already have 2, I would suggest to delete the one that you don't want us to consider.
Yeah, we still didn't put it through on the platform. So what I would do, I don't know if you can give any guidance in terms of what projects can be more likely to be accepted or not. I don't know if I can send an email with a short description and you can guide us through.
I would suggest you to read the guide for applicants. Everything is explained there. I wouldn't say anything more. It's kind of everything I know is there. But there's no priority. Any project fulfilling the requirements displayed in the guide for applicants will be welcome. As I told you, we're looking for circular ideas for companies that want to improve their business model or even the whole value chain in which they operate and transform it into something more circular. You can use a byproduct to another company, you can use industrial symbiosis, you can use materials efficiency, there are a lot of building blocks you can use, and there are a lot of good examples from circular solutions that we already supported. So it's kind of, I would suggest you give a look on the open call site.
Yeah. I saw many of the solutions, and yeah, I'm confident that both those projects are very good in terms of what you expect the application should be. So yeah, thanks a lot. Just that was that.
Okay, if you have a specific question about your project, kind of we can be inspired by this project or this project. We don't know which one is best. Address a question to the help desk, and I'll answer you in writing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Next turn, yes, to Anne Rebu.
Yes, can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Yes, okay. I have a question. Actually, we are supported by elite European project. Does it mean that we cannot apply to C-Voucher?
It's not about the money, but about the acceleration program. What we don't want you is to have attention efforts split it. So if this funding or is this project you're funded by is not having an acceleration program, is not requesting from you activities, or we can still consider. We will have a problem if you have an acceleration or an incubation program ongoing, because of course there's a lot of work involved, right? Also, I must say that if you're applying for C-Voucher with the same project, it might be also a problem. So it might be a different idea. You can build on top of what you developed or constructed in the previous project, but activities and project ideas should be different, right? Because of, as I told you before, is double funding is not allowed. It's forbidden. I'm sorry to say so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because the thing is that we elite, we are focused on technical, it's technology transfer, so it's really technical aspect, while I understood that with C-Voucher we can really work on the business case and the financial aspect around. So I thought this can really be, how to say, a good complement to what we do with elite.
Okay, yes, be aware, yeah, that indeed the replication program is to help you create a business case. But of course, this means developing an idea, circular idea that will help your own company. And then we will build on top of that idea, we will build the support for the funding. So for private and public funding, business model, pitching, yeah, there's a lot of training about that. But you need to have an idea, and that idea must be different, and it must help your own company, right? It must be different from any other supported by any other project to be eligible.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just one other question is, from what I remember from the application guideline, most questions have 1,000 to 4,000 words requested. I was just wondering if it is preferred to write long sentences, or we can write like bullet points with the description of our idea, or is there any preferred format?
Of course, kind of the length is the one that you need to explain your project. Is kind of there must be, or there might be ideas that are very complex, they need more words. There are ideas that are more simple, then can be explained in less words. That's fine. I would ask you to be concise and clear. It's kind of, it's not just how would I say, it's not a paper. We don't want to learn much about the technology. We want to understand what you aim to do. And for the evaluators, I think it's better for them if they can clearly understand from the very beginning what you're aiming at, and then if you start doing a big description of the scope and the setup, and then the solution description is so brief. So of course, it will depend. There are projects that will need more words, and there are projects that will need less. And in some cases, the context is very important, and in some others, you can easily describe the problem and the solution you're proposing. But if you allow me to make an advice for you, is try to be concise and clear. It makes the life easier for the evaluators.
Yes, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
All right, I have. Oh, you have one other, Anne?
No, sorry, yeah, I have one last question. It's just
Okay.
about the designer to understand what does it mean in practice to have the support from a designer?
Okay. Designers in residence are experts in design thinking. So if you have a problem, you see that in your business model or in your value chain, there's somewhere that can be improved or go circular, they'll help you, how would I say, modulate your idea so that this is marketable, profitable, and of course, in line with circular economy. So what they will help you with is problem solving. They are experts in design thinking, so they will give you a creative approach to a problem you have spotted and want to solve to go more circular. This is the general idea. I don't know if it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I have Lucia Pantea that raised her hand.
Yes, I'm here. Hello. Can
Hello.
you hear?
Yeah.
Hello. Yes. Thank you. I'm for the first time to this webinar, and I'm looking for some financing yes, support. We have a chocolaterie, Maximilian Chocolat, in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, and this is an artisanal one. And our product has a life only for 30 days because they are made from, from Belgian chocolate, and the ganache is only with some bio component. And we would like to develop some special packages that could be reused, or maybe to have a special paper and some, I don't know which kind of properties they have to be recycled. And also we think of two possibilities, or to have some kind of boxes that they could have it and bring it back, but that will be a little bit more difficult. And it's important for us because we have this kind of availability term that is very, let's say it's a short term. And if they took the chocolate boxes chocolate, they eat it, and we have waste these boxes, and that is not good. We would try it. I don't know if it's possible because our what we do is the chocolate, but we would like to improve the packages and yes,
So you see an opportunity to circularize your business in the way that packaging is done. Your idea is improving your the circularity of your business model in that part. Yeah, seems eligible. Is that your question? If your project is eligible?
Yes, that is the first question. Thank you very much. So I will go on. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. All the best for you.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And I just want to confirm if Alejandro Moore has another question, just because you have the question sign highlighted. But if not, I think there's no more questions in the in the chat. So just checking.
Can you hear?
Yes,
my question is where the recording is going to be available. Thank you.
Sorry? Where the
recording of this session is going to be available?
Okay. Well, I assume that very soon. When we close it, it's kind of maybe we will publish just for the next week because nobody's gonna see it on the weekend. Go away and have fun. So we will leave it for Monday probably. But yes, in the short term, no worries.
Yes, we will send an email to the attendees of this webinar, and we will also publish it in the C-Voucher community and announce it on our social media.
You won't have a possibility to miss it, you see.
Thank you. So, well, I don't see any other questions or hands that are raising. So I think there is no more for now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I do appreciate if you do it as soon as possible because I would like to share with my collaborators. Thank you.
Okay, yes, sure. If you need it, we can. I guess, Will, I'm talking on your behalf.
Yes. As I said, we will share on Monday, Tuesday. We will send an email to all attendees and share on our social media. So you'll get notice for sure.
Okay, so if this is it, I think we've covered the time. Yeah, so let's not make it longer. If you still have questions or doubts, remember we have help desk there, and we will have a Q&A session in the short term, in a couple of weeks, just before the deadline for you to apply. So thank you all for your attendance and your time, and I hope that this helped you to clarify your doubts. Good luck with your applications. Bye.
Bye.